I stand for open questioning of authorities. I stand for honesty, fact-based reasoning, and debate. I oppose all censorship, including hate speech laws. I reject name-calling and insults. I am Bill Warner. I finished reading a paper by the All-Party Parliamentary Group. It's a 72-page document, quite a document, and it's put out by members of Parliament in England. And the title of it is Islamophobia Defined. They say they bring in experts, lawyers, activists, and victim-led organizations, but they never call on the real experts, Muhammad and the Allah. Now, you need to be warned that this work, they say, should be put into law, and when you understand what's in here, you'll see this is very scary. Now, a question which is not addressed in this document is, what is Islam? They talk about Islamophobia, but not Islam. What they do is to say that Islam is whatever Muslims say it is, and it's surely a religion and does not have any political words in it at all. The words Quran, Hadith, Sunnah do not appear, nor does Muhammad. There's a reason for this, as we'll see in the end. They don't distinguish between Muslims and Islam. I'll give you the clue. Muslims are people and Islam is a doctrine. Here's an example of what they do. They say that 94% of British Muslims say that Islam is compatible with the British way of life. Now, how is Islam compatible with the British way of life? Let's take a piece of Islam and look at it. The Quran says that a wife can be beaten. The Hadiths say that a wife can be beaten, and so does the Sharia. So Islam includes wife beating. Is wife beating part of British law? No. So then how is wife beating compatible with British law? Well, they say 94% of the Muslims say yes, but Muhammad and the Quran say no. This is all about Muslimology. It's a sociological study. It's all about opinion, not facts. This paper is one survey after another, and they see Islam purely as a social construct. This paper is filled with anecdotal sidebars of the suffering by Muslims, but there's no talk about the suffering of Kafirs. Now, they keep reminding us in this paper that they're not to limit free speech. We don't want to limit free speech, but here's how they plan to limit us. They say there's a principle of harm. Free speech cannot harm someone. Now here's the clue. Making Muslims feel uncomfortable is harm. Get it? So you can say anything you want, that's freedom of speech, but as long as a Muslim's not offended. Then they say here's proof of bigotry. If you would not want your daughter to marry a Muslim, then you're a bigot. Now notice what they don't say. You understand the Sharia, and that Sharia includes wife beating for your daughter who marries the Muslim, sex on demand, kids can stay with the Muslim if there's a divorce, and if you don't want this kind of Sharia marriage, then you're a bigot. An expert Muslim is brought in to say that Islamophobia is racist, and that's added to the definition. Why racist? It's a tortured logic. Islamophobes cause suffering, racism causes suffering, therefore Islamophobic is racist. I'm reminded of Humpty Dumpty and Through the Looking Glass. When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less. Islamophobia is about feeling. Facts are never the cause. No one has any rational reason to fear Islam. Jihad, wife beating, assassination of critics, Sharia, killing apostates. No, you don't have a reason to fear Islam. They give this definition. Islamophobia is rooted in racism that targets expression of Muslimness or perceived Muslimness. I didn't know that Muslimness was a word, but it is now. Now, justice for Muslims means to bring punishment to the Islamophobes. They go further and say that all of the UK is Islamophobic. They even give a list of 12 kinds of Islamophobia. They say that the entire society is Islamophobic. Now they say a mark of Islamophobia is to say that all Muslims are the same. Who believes that? What we do need to know is that all Muslims believe in the same Islam. They go further and say that argument over freedom of speech is subtle racism. I guess that's what makes me a racist. And they say to say that Islam is not a race is a racist argument. Here's the summary. This document is purely subjective instead of being objective. Now, the word Islam is only rarely used, but Muslim is used in every paragraph. Muslims are without flaw, but they're always the victim. This whole paper is about victimology. You notice as you read it that everything that's right-wing is negative, but not one leftist organization is bad. All suffering and shortfalls in the UK are caused by Islamophobia. Nothing Muslims do is at fault. This is an elitist document that attempts to limit free speech while saying we don't want to limit free speech. This is all globalist elites talk. It's all about feelings, Muslims' feelings. They bring out one expert after another, but no Allah, no Muhammad. There's not one fact about Islam. So everyone gets free speech, but Muslims can never be offended. This is some form of pseudoscience that depends on surveys. Islam is said to be purely religious and without fault. The left is never bad, the right is never good. Now there's a lot of talk in here about the other, but it never mentions the supreme other, the kafir. This is a strategic totalitarian plan. They want to make Islamophobia a crime, and Islamophobia is anything you say that makes the Muslims' feeling get hurt. Facts are irrelevant. Blasphemy laws are to be enforced by the state. Everyone in the UK is to become a dhimmi. This whole document is a vast lie. Only when I got to the end of this did I understand this. Out of the 21 members of parliament who are listed in this document, 14 of them are Muslim, 2/3 of them. Now, these Muslims know that Islam is the doctrine found in the Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad. So why do they say it's whatever Muslims say it is? Simple. You get what you want. If you want Islam to be a jihadist outfit, you ask a jihadi Muslim. If you want Islam to be nice and peaceful, you ask a peaceful Muslim. So these people are able to shape Islam to be whatever they want it to be by rejecting the facts of Islam and instead saying it's all about feelings. Thank you.